Alright, so take a look at the hood. There is very minimal, if any, protection left on this hood now. I've been working on it little by little just to try to remove and not apply anything on there. I wanted to try some different tests on here, so I'm just showing you there's really nothing on this hood. Alright guys, so what did we do on this? What are we doing? I don't know. But I wanted to wash the vehicle, so we just foamed it. It's not very dirty. I probably washed it 3 to 4 days ago. I want to get the dust off it, and then I rinsed it. In doing so, I found that there's no more protection. It's pretty much dead on the whole hood, and I wanted to put something on there, so might as well do a test or comparisons. So I get a lot of requests about BeadMaker versus Topper. So let's do it. BeadMaker, I put on this section here. Xtreme Solutions Topper on this section here. There's nothing underneath them. It's head to head. BeadMaker is super slick, smooth. Topper feels equally as slick and smooth. I can't tell one over the other. I did notice though that Topper seemed to be a little more darker, or have a little streak on the removal, although nothing significant, but I could tell that there's something inside the product of Topper, like the SiO2, okay, where this one just came right off, wasn't a big deal, okay, but there's something inside the Topper. All right, the sides, this side, I polished with the 404. That's their Helios polishing glaze. It has an acrylic in it. I polished the whole side. This side I polished with the Class all-in-one. That's also an acrylic primer as well. Okay, they both say they're going to remove oxidation and swirl marks, etc. In my opinion, that's more of a polish. This is more of a cleaner. All right, but that's just my opinion. Now, how do they feel? They both feel fantastic. I couldn't pick one against the other. They both equally feel good. We use the poly seal in this section as a topper over the LVR 404. So you got the primer and you got the topper now with the poly seal. Now I think poly seal is 9 or 12 months rated at durability, and it is slick. On this side we use the Class. This is an old school product, but it pairs well with this product here. So we topped this one with the Class. This is a 12-month sealing glaze, and it feels really nice as well. Not as slick as the poly seal, but very slick still. But this, you can feel the difference here. Also, this one I used spray. I sprayed some water on the application. This one I did not, I just applied it. On the removal, I sprayed both towels with water. I dampened them up to remove them. This one I had no problem with either, but this one you could see a substantial product curing on there. So it hazes up, where that one did not haze up. The poly seal does not haze up, the Class does haze up. Now let's give them about 40 minutes to cure on there, and then we'll do a rinse and water test and look at the beading and everything. All right guys, let's do a water test. All right, so the first thing we see is this section is just LVR 404. This is LVR 404 topped with poly seal. So you can see there is some protection with the LVR 404. With the poly seal on top, it's much faster to sheet off the panel. Can you see that? On this side, we have the same result. There is protection with the Class All-in-One, but with the Class High Gloss Sealant glaze on top, it's a lot faster to run off. Now, as you can see, the BeadMaker is protecting, but a lot slower than the topper. All right, the beads on the topper are far tighter than the beads from BeadMaker. You can see a significant difference here. The same with the high gloss sealant glaze over just the Class All-in-One. Much tighter beading than just by itself. The same on this side with the LVR 404 versus the poly seal. Super tight beading. Now what I am noticing here is the beading on the 404 is not as good as the beading on the Class All-in-One. The beading on the poly seal looks about equal, maybe just a hair better than the beading on the Class. So once again, we've got all-in-one topped with KSG. Here we've got LVR 404, LVR 404 topped with poly seal. Here we've got BeadMaker Topper. Oh boy, I didn't expect that. All of them came off. Let me do a wipe down with just a fresh wet towel here. Make sure there's no residue. Alright guys, so how'd you like the video? Did you like it? Give me a like, hit that subscribe button, press the notifications bell. And let's talk about what we did here. We used the Xtreme Solutions Xtreme Suds to foam the vehicle. We rinsed it. It's nice and clean now. It always stays clean. So we brought it in here. I used Topper and BeadMaker in the middle of the vehicle. You guys are always asking about which one is better, da 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 da. Well, they're both super slick. They're both very glossy. The beads on Topper, if you like beads, are better than the beads on BeadMaker. Also, the water sheeting is a lot faster on Topper over the BeadMaker. All right. Otherwise, both really good products. On the sides, we used really soft polishing pads, finishing pads, and we did a comparison with the Xtreme Solutions LVR 404 and the Class All-in-One. Now these both have acrylic in them. You can use them as primers. I think they want you to use them as primers. I know they do this one. But this one, they say, Xtreme says you can use it as a primer for your sealants or your toppers. If you're gonna use a ceramic coating, then you should wipe with IPA type of product before that. Otherwise, you can go right into topping it with Polyseal, Jersey Devil, Topper, whatever you want. This one, put it on, wipe it off, top it with KSG. Both of these, very slick, both shiny, and the beading and sheeting were equally decent, okay? I liked them both. I think actually that the beading was better in the all-in-one, the Class All-in-One. Not that this was bad beading, but this was just better, all right? The LVR is more of a polish and probably gonna get more finer scratches out of your vehicle than this one is. I don't think this is really gonna do a whole lot of paint correction. That's gonna come from your pad when you're using this product. But this one, definitely gonna get some correction out of it. Both good products. Finally, the Polyseal as a topper to the LVR primer. That's the 404 Helios, okay? And then we use the high gloss sealant glaze as a topper to the Class All-in-One. Now that made a huge difference in the water beading, in the sheeting, a lot faster with the toppers. These are super slick. I'm gonna say the Polyseal is definitely slicker than the KSG. And both fairly easy products to use. I've been using this for many, many years and I continue to use it. It does really well. The car looks nice and shiny when you put it on there. And the same with the Polyseal. It does a phenomenal job. So you just gotta pick whichever one you like better. This is probably a more finicky product than the Polyseal, but equally both have their finicky times. You gotta use a damp microfiber towel or use a detail spray to remove da-da-da-da-da. What can I say about all these products? They're all good and they're all gonna make your car look nice and shiny. Those primers work well if you top them, and they're probably going to work a lot better if you let them cure for a day and really bond to the paint. I don't know who has that kind of time unless you're an enthusiast or somebody that just has the car that's not going to go outside. But when I used Poor Boy's World Strip Down, after applying these within an hour, it killed them all. Okay, so the key is keep Poor Boy's World Strip Down away from these products. Otherwise, I think they would have been fine. They probably would last a while in the car. But if you want a killer stripping product, this strip down's no joke, guys. I hope you liked the video. Get you some products to try out. All of these were fantastic. And, you know, play around, experiment, know for yourself, or come to our channel and look at what we got going on. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.